Hello everyone, thank you so much for being here. I am Jessica Delmar. This is episode 18 of the Soulverse podcast, and in this episode we are going to be continuing to talk about the information that's been coming through about the gut. This is part 3. If you haven't yet watched part 1 and part 2, go ahead and watch those episodes first. In this episode, part 3, we're going to continue talking about the gut. What came through for this part is diving into toxic overload and natural immune strength, what's going on with the 3D body versus the 5D body, especially when it comes to your natural immune strength, and what we've been doing in 3D to sort of overload or override our natural immune strength as natural bodies that are part of the earth. So a lot of information came through that sort of recognizes science and technology and how that sort of aspect of our society is really overriding a lot of natural progression, if you will, and moving into 5D is all about, sort of returning back to our natural progression rather than forcing something unnatural within, whether it's our natural bodies or anything really. This sort of plethora of technology and AI and science, mind-based science, it's sort of an interesting evolution because we're embracing all of this new technology in order to evolve as human beings. But when we enter into 5D, it's a stripping away of a lot of things within this 3D society, and that includes technology. It includes a lot of the old programs and systems. It's a stripping away, but it's kind of showing me like a person who has a lot of clutter and stripping it down to a minimal type of lifestyle, if you will. So it's not necessarily about, taking away all of the technology and all of the science and all of the advancements that you've made as a human race, but it's about what is necessary, what is good for you moving forward that integrates and intertwines with you in a more natural way rather than a forceful or unnatural way. And so I feel like this is something I'm probably going to have to dig into a little bit more. So I don't want to discredit those advancements that we've made in terms of technology and science. But what came through in this video is very much about, how do we reclaim our natural bodies back? Even though, yes, there has been a lot of all of those other advancements, but in 5D, of course, there are going to be a lot of technological and scientific advancements that may move with us, or new things may start to open up more in alignment with 5D and its intertwining relationship with technology and science and mind-based things. But when it comes to our physical, natural bodies, how do we open into 5D and reclaim these natural bodies, but at the same time still evolve and become stronger and better and faster, but in natural ways? Because in 3D, there's a lot of dis-ease, if you will, created and manifested out of all of these unnatural things that we've put in our body, all of the toxic overloads, the pharmaceuticals, everything like that. So that's really what came through in this video. So I'm going to read what came through, but before I get to that, I did want to just make one quick note. Today, as I'm recording this, it's July 7th. This week is a very powerful week. An energy upgrade is being available to everyone. I posted this over on my community tab. I wrote down sort of an energy update. You can go ahead and read that for more information. But this ties into the information that came through last week's full moon eclipse video that spoke about this sort of cycle that we are completing, and everyone's sort of meeting at this place right now, and we're opening up our new cycles. But in this place of meeting, it's very much a place to receive gifts, from the universe, gifts from source, gifts from our greater soul, gifts from Gaia to help us. It's like we're being given tools, and these tools serve two purposes. The first purpose is we are completing a cycle. And for a lot of people, I know a lot of you resonated with the information that came through, and you also no surprise resonate with me as well in terms of the 7-year cycle. Some other people might have other cycles, but again, we're all meeting right now, all of the cycles. It's like a powerful, big infinity symbol of all sizes. So there's a 7-year cycle, there could be a 20-year cycle, there could be a 13-year cycle, a 4-year cycle. It doesn't matter. Right now is where all of the cycles are meeting. So anyway, going back to the gifts. The first reason for the gift is because we are completing a cycle. So we are receiving all of the energy back. If you think of a boomerang, it's coming back, but it's coming back with gifts. Because in your ability to open up that energy of your previous cycle, you did a lot of transmutation of energy of that energy cycle that's now coming back to you. So now it's coming back to you with gifts of gratitude for allowing for that energy to cycle, moving through or moving with that energy in that cycle. So it's bringing gifts back to you with gratitude. Energy gifts accumulated over your past previous cycle. At the same time, you're also entering into a new cycle. Again, think of this infinity symbol. So you're now entering into a new sort of circle, if you will. And so the gifts that are coming back to you also serve for your next journey of your next cycle, if you will. So they're very powerful. They may not all be integrated and activated within you right now, but it's opening. It's like blossoming. The flower is blossoming, opening up on a cellular level. And with this energy, what came through strongly was that it's activated through your consciousness. So you have to be conscious and aware. It's like doorways that are opening up for you, but you have to open up the door. You have to find the key to unlock the door to open it and receive that activation or integration of your gift, whether it's the gift of love or the gift of truth or the gift of being able to see more, open up your abilities. Whatever it is going to slowly start integrating within you. But again, you have to be conscious. So this is where your awakening really comes into play, and it's calling for you to use your reality to open up these gifts, these doorways, because you're going to be approached in your reality with situations, experiences, emotions, whatever you're going through. Those are going to act as situations for you to open up your consciousness in that moment, to ask, what can I learn from this situation? Or what is this situation trying to call forth from me? What is the expansion to be found in this situation or this person or whatever you're going through? And as you open up that understanding, that is what unlocks the door to open up the doorway. Expansion is always found through understanding. So if you find yourself sort of in a stale energy or not knowing where you're going or kind of bouncing off the walls and not really going anywhere, ask yourself, what do I need to learn from this experience? What in my reality is trying to get my attention to open expansion? Because there's something here that I'm not seeing. So ask yourself, ask and you shall receive. When you ask yourself these questions, it'll present itself to you. You just have to ask. And essentially, you're asking your inner being, you're asking your inner light, you're asking your inner guidance. Okay, so let's get into this video, part 3, toxic overload and natural immune strength regarding the gut opening. And another thing I want to note about the gut is this information about the gut is so strongly tied to what's happening on the planet right now. The physical awakening of truth versus illusion. So keep this in mind as you move forward, especially with this part and the next part. I think there might be a couple more parts to come. A lot of information came through about the gut, but keep in mind it's connected to the physical awakening of illusion versus truth. The gut is where your healing lies. but you must face the deep, dark walls and doorways that have kept many trapped and in despair for a very long time. You have been here before. You know that your body is a temple, but yet your society does not nourish your body as if it was a temple. You are poisoned with toxic substances all day, every day, and many of your holy bodies are not able to dig past the many, many, many layers of toxic buildup to get to inner truth. The good news is that it's now no longer a long journey to surpass all the layers of buildup and find the light of your inner truth. The layers of buildup are now like jello, not as hard and calloused as they used to be. All you have to do is dive deep and flush out the jello. When you ask, it is given. Your gut is a microcosm of your greater Gaia's gut. The gut of Gaia holds the energy that surfaces upon your planet, just as your gut holds the energy that surfaces upon your skin and runs through your immune system. You can tell the strength of your gut by the condition of your skin, and the strength of Gaia's gut by the condition of the planet's surface. There is a lot of gut energy being released at this time, and you may notice the same energy being released and showing up through your skin. Your skin plays a huge role in detoxing the body, and your gut responds to energy by absorbing and releasing energy. So as your gut absorbs all forms of energy, it also releases energy into the bloodstream, where your blood will then carry that energy throughout the body. Your blood transmutes energy. So as it carries energy throughout the body, it releases toxic energy from the body and out through the skin. And it also integrates healthy or good energy back into the body. But if the body is overloaded with toxic energy, then the blood cells cannot work fast enough to rid the body of toxic energy. And so toxic energy is then supplied back into the body. Right now, Gaia is releasing a lot of old toxic energy that has been cycling throughout her body for a very, very long time. And many of you lightworkers have encountered skin issues, whether recently or chronically, but all relates to energy being expelled that does not serve you. When you are free of skin issues is when you cement 5D. Skin issues is energy that has surfaced to be released. However, there is much energy within the body that does not get to surface and continues to cycle back into the body. This includes internal inflammation and other aches, pains, diseases, and issues that are felt and held within the body. So really, when you are free of skin issues as well as all diseases within the body, that is when you really fully cement 5D. And this is because most dis-ease in the body is not a vibrational match to the frequency of 5D. However, healing is quite difficult in your current society, in which many legs of your society only perpetuate disease and suppress the immune system. Your food, water, pharmaceutical drugs, even the air you breathe, all work to decline your health rather than open strength and well-being. And so everything that you eat, drink, all the prescriptions that you take, the air that you breathe, it all works to essentially prevent well-being and prevent nourishment of the body. 5D enables well-being so that your immune system works for you, rather than having your mind or any outside influencers believing that they know what's best for your body when it comes to food, drinks, and pharmaceuticals to override your immune system. So what all the actions of your current society is doing is simply overriding your natural immune system response to dis-ease. When you give your immune system its power back to do its job and work for you, it offers natural health maintenance of the natural body that you were born with. Your body is not yours. You believe it's yours because your consciousness is embedded within your body, but it's not yours. Your body is God-given. It is source-given. It is part of nature, just as the body of the tree was formed, or the body of a bird was formed, or the body of an ant was formed. It is God-given. It is source-given, and part of a natural cycle of life and death, birthed for the experience of your now moment consciousness. And for a human to disregard their body as part of nature and instead feel that they can scientifically make it better than nature, well, that's going against the laws of nature and going against the unfolding of each person's unique energetic signature or fingerprint, which is essentially the source aspect expressed through the physical form. So when your body cannot be its full well-being self, connected deeply with nature, intertwined with that energy, the life force energy of nature, because you're overriding it with all of these other stimulants and all of these other things that create toxins in the body, which take you away or in other words, separate you from nature, then your physical form cannot necessarily embrace the fullness of what it is, the fullness of it being a vessel for that source within energy to move through. Your body's push back when exposed to toxic or foreign substances because it does not align to the natural flow of energy of your unique frequency signature or fingerprint. And when you try to put a square peg into a round hole, it just doesn't fit naturally. Your modern-day society has been forcing your natural bodies to conform to an unnatural state of being, and for many, it is too much for the body to handle. Promotion of what is safe for the body is unregulated, if you will. It doesn't come from what is best for the natural body, but it instead comes from how you make the body better or faster or stronger through unnatural means. Your DNA is important to the gut because as you're growing, your DNA is creating antibodies that will help open your body's natural ability to regulate and maintain your body's immune health and response to any foreign infections or dis-ease. This natural ability to regulate and maintain your body's natural immune health is held in the gut. When you integrate other foreign substances that may end up shifting or disrupting the energy and natural environment of the gut or the immune system, the DNA, and or the entire body as a whole, you are essentially overriding a very natural and effective system of health maintenance by introducing foreign things to the body or the gut. Because of this, the gut has to work extra hard to regulate itself again and reach its own natural state. And so the gut is now giving all of its energy towards trying to regulate itself rather than focusing on regulating the health of the entire body. It can only best serve the whole body when the gut is in its optimal natural state. But the energy of the gut now goes towards neutralizing the outside toxic substances introduced into the body. But when the gut is overloaded, it cannot work hard enough to assist the whole body in immune strength. And so it's a slippery slope when you do not embrace the natural state of your body. There are many natural substances that work with the energetic rhythm of the natural body, which can absolutely help to open a stronger, faster, better body, but in a way that works with the natural environment and the natural energetic flow of the body rather than against it. There are many natural ways of boosting the body that you may have been introduced to already through your awakening of your consciousness, but there will come more to light through 5D knowledge and will help the body to return to its natural state of wonder. Your bodies are currently going through a tremendous undertaking. you must transition your bodies into a body that can open, hold, and maintain 5D vibration, which currently does not energetically align to many of your 3D forms. But like we said, shifting the body is easier now than ever before, and your entire 5D collective will transition in perfect timing. There are two things that you can do to help open space in your physical forms to receive and integrate this higher vibrational 5D energy into the body. Many of you hold higher vibrational 5D energy through your consciousness, but your bodies still operate on a 3D or a 4D level. This is because your physical forms are most likely still holding on to the 3D reality because they were birthed upon the 3D plane and are connected as grounding energy into the 3D plane. In other words, your 3D bodies are very attached to the 3D plane that it was birthed upon. What you must do is a combination of two things. Number one, you must have the firm desire to shift, and your consciousness must be in the place of where you want to shift. Many of you are on the fence, wanting to shift into 5D, but still attaching to the 3D world, whether you realize it or not. You can also hold this desire for others to shift, such as your family members, especially if they're unconscious. So number one, hold the space for yourself and others to shift into 5D completely. It has to be that desire, that intention to shift. And number two, you must embrace living in 5D as if it's already here, even if it may not physically be represented in the world around you. You must get to a point where you can feel it, you can smell it, you can taste it, you can almost touch it as if it's right in front of you, but you cannot see it yet. This also means solidifying your vibrational placement in the center of the storm energy, which is that center balance space, the inner being connection. We had a whole 21-day retreat connecting to your inner being and understanding what that inner being feels like and sounds like. So this is your inner being connection. You want to solidify that. And what that does is it helps you to release attachment to 3D if you are attaching in any way, whether conscious or unconscious, and it will help solidify your knowing that all is truly well so that you can strengthen you being in the center of the storm. And from there, that's where you really want to make your intentions for 5D or bring that 5D energy into your space of that center of the storm connection, the inner being connection, because then you're a vibrational match to it. And so this is about vibrationally aligning to 5D, not while you're spinning around in the storm or on the fence between 3D and 5D, but this is about aligning to the vibration of 5D when you're in the center of the storm and finding that inner balance. That's where you'll find the doorway to then align to 5D. So these two steps, again, the first step is about making that intention to fully shift into 5D, because if you're not in the center of the storm yet, or if you're on the fence, half in 3D, half in 5D, then you really want to make the shift, or you really want to make the intention to fully shift your consciousness and your beingness into 5D, not only for yourself, but for all those that you love as well, whether they are conscious or not. And number two is about solidifying your space, your beingness in the center of the storm, finding that inner balance, connection to your inner being, which will help you to then open up a doorway to connect your vibration into 5D and pull it first energetically in terms of seeing, touching, tasting, feeling that 5D vibration and energy and reality for yourself, even though it may not necessarily be there in front of you, but the feeling of it, you want to bring that feeling into your reality, into where you are, so that you can start folding that 5D experience into your reality. But you have to be in the center of the storm space, the balanced space, connected to your inner being. So these 2 steps help to open up a drain, if you will, for the jello-like energy of your body. Again, all of the toxins, all of that foreign substances that you're trying to release from your physical form to release the attachment to 3D. So they simply just release out of your physical form because the vibration of the toxins and the foreign substances are not a vibrational match to the body's intention of where it wants to go with those 2 steps that we just spoke about. The dis-ease and sickness of 3D does not physically, mentally, or energetically exist in 5D. It is just not a vibrational match. 5D is the existence and vibration of well-being and strength of the body in alignment to the natural cycles and nourishment of nature, which your body opens space to naturally start to adapt to. And we're not saying that your body in 5D will never develop dis-ease or issues within the body, but your body will not unnaturally be affected or influenced by foreign substances that create resistance in the body, which is often the root cause of premature dis-ease in the body in 3D. Your intentions are more powerful now than ever before. When you take a look at what is playing out in your reality, it's easy to get distracted from all of the noise and all of the illusion. However, this will only further manifest a prolonged experience in 3D when you focus on and attach to what is. When you make the intention to ride the wave of 5D, and instead of focusing on what is, wherever you are, you shift your consciousness to what can be in 5D, while feeling what can be in 5D in your now moment where you are, that then pulls what can be in 5D to you. This is a powerfully sensitive tuning time to be energetically. You are tuning a 5D, what can be, vibration into your now moment, while maintaining balance in the now moment, despite all of the chaos of 3D playing out in the now moment. You must shine your light bright in the current world of darkness. You are the way showers and leading edge creators. You thrive in darkness because you trust your inner light to lead and guide you in faith. Your physical form is what is keeping many of you in 3D. Your physical form wants to hold on to what is, afraid to let go and fully jump into the unknown. And so for many of you, you feel the struggle in your head or your heart or your gut, which manifests as resistance in some way. Use your heart to trust, use your head to understand, and use your gut to guide you. When you unlock and open your gut, you will open a whole new way of being guided. And when you align your head, heart, and gut, it will take you even deeper into your 5D guidance and connection. When you open and unlock your gut, it means that you have reestablished and strengthened balance in the energy of your gut. When this happens, your gut can now begin working for you and integrating your 5D immune system in alignment with your higher strand DNA and crystalline structure taking place in the body. This then establishes a healthy environment within the physical form for physical 5D shifts to take place. It opens your body to fully shift energetically and physically into 5D. The DNA of many of your bodies have already shifted or are shifting to integrate a higher strand DNA. This opens crystalline light into the body and has slowly been integrating within many of you. However, because everything is connected, if your gut has not energetically purged and balanced itself, then the crystalline light opening in the physical form has not been able to fully integrate and activate within you. It is simply being absorbed by the gut and then filtered through the body along with the toxins and wastes in the body. I then asked, shouldn't the crystalline light being integrated within the body, within those crystalline structures and forms within the DNA, shouldn't the vibration and frequency of the crystalline light dissolve the toxins and lower vibrational energy in the body on its own? And what came through is yes, but only if the person is conscious of this energy transmutation. The person must open integration for the body to shift in this way. Otherwise, the person will continue absorbing toxins into the body to coexist with the light filtering into the body as well. And so it ends up being a breeding ground for both 3D toxins and 5D light to push and pull against each other, which essentially just causes even more resistance in the physical form. The 5D mind must tell the body how to work, or the dominant thoughts of the unconscious person will continue to override how the body functions. And if those dominant thoughts are still in 3D, then the body will continue to operate in 3D, even though it is receiving drips of 5D light and energy. You must trust your body. This means you must relinquish control over to your 5D self and your 5D consciousness to help transition your body for you. Meaning, you must make the intention for your 5D body to merge with your current physical form and take over the driver's seat. This can be done through intention. Just simply open up your day when you wake up and intend for your 5D consciousness and your 5D physical form to align with you, to merge with you, and help direct and guide you along your day. This will feel like you're being guided by spirit, not the mind. You're being led by intuition, not the mind. This means that the steps that you take going forward, helping your body to purge, release, heal, and transmute energy, especially with regards to the gut, will be taken in faith and guided by intuition. And this goes for everything in your life, from the food that you choose to eat each day, the filtration system you might look into for your water, the intentions that you make on a daily basis, the stretches or exercises you feel called to do each day. And even if you feel guided to work with certain crystals or certain energy healers, you're going to be guided to exactly who you need to work with or what crystals you should work with. Allow for your intuition, the inner voice, the inner guidance to really lead you at this time, especially when you make the intention for your 5D physical form and consciousness to lead you throughout your day. Because then what happens is your 5D form, when merged with your physical form wherever you are, can then take a look at your physical form and say, this is what you need. This is what you need to shift into me being the 5D physical form. It knows how to get to where it is, if you will, from where you are. So it's going to lead you in order to get there. All will lead you on a path of strengthening your physical form to embrace and reunite with its natural form once again. And that is what came through for part 3. Sit with this information, integrate it, absorb it, work with practicing those 2 steps we spoke about, using your intention. Intention is everything right now, so really harness the strength behind your intention. And next week we are going to go into part 4, which brought through some really interesting information, going down the rabbit hole. Thank you everyone for being here. This podcast can now be found on all podcast platforms. Listen and subscribe on Apple iTunes, Google, Spotify, Anchor, and as always, it's available on YouTube as well. Thank you again for being here, and I'll see you in the next episode. Oneness, love, and peace be with you.